if they're going to school here, they're Floresville citizens, and they may stick around and develop our broader tax base. So that's going on at the same time this welding program is. Any other questions for Colin? Thank you, sir. I appreciate it. I know all the football folks want to get out here and watch the game, so.
Patriots.
Well, you're talking too much.
Thank you again.
Thank you.
The next item is, oh, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Before you leave that, what are we doing with this grant or whatever you call it at this point?
Nothing, just thinking about it. You know, if we've got 5 people that are willing to pay $850, I'm not, you know, I don't know that it's needed, so I need a little time to
Put some things together.
you know, to see if I think they might need it when, and in fact, maybe they don't.
Well, what I was gonna say, you know, when it comes about, if it does, and we're still not there, we need to make sure that we have a program where everybody has a chance at it, understands it, and has just a way of applying for it and somebody evaluating it in an objective way. It takes more than just putting it on a piece of paper on the paper.
Right.
I would think, because at some point, if somebody gives that money, which I think is a good idea, frankly, it's like a little scholarship. It has to be done very carefully as far as who applies, who gets it, and so on.
And-
And the criteria that we
Just
establish.
the other objectives and guidelines.
And the board will be involved
Yes.
intimately in trying to
But I
put
think
that
it's a good
together
idea.
if it looks like we need something.
There's also good work your way into plumbers, electricians, or whatever, painters and stuff. Any more questions on item 9? Item 10, discussion of possible action item. Mr. Paul Sachs, President of Parks and Rec, will update the board on the status for projects at 6th Street Skate Park.
There was a handout letter that everybody should have
There's a
gotten.
hand up, and here's more of the presentation.
Thank you, sir.
This is dated December 11th but that's because Mr. Lambert canceled that meeting.
Don't put the devil on me.
Also, I'd like to have you share a couple of these. We're just going to be talking about the 6th Street Park that the Floresville Parks Foundation has been working on basically for the last 2 years. We are at a point right now where we want to bring part of the project to a close, and that part of the project is one of the items that the survey that the city did with the parks back in 2015 felt that a dog park in the city of Floresville would be a worthwhile venture for us to tap into. And it just so happens that the 6th Street property, which is about 5 acres of land, we're planning to turn that into a multi-use facility with a skate park, with a basketball court, with a dog park, and with a playing field, and with a bike trail. So right now, we're at the point of trying to finish off the dog park. And what we're talking about here is a piece of land that with parking is about 1 acre in size. It needs 900 feet of fencing, and it also needs a walkway plus other items that are necessary for the park. We've gone through, over the last few months, dealing with McCoy's. McCoy's is giving us all the fencing at cost, their cost. We've also interviewed a number of fencing people, and the best price we got, we put down in this proposal. The other parts of this finishing the park is putting in a walkway, 900 feet of 4-foot wide walkway. Plus, we have to have, in any park, you have to have tables, you have to have benches, you have to have signage, and you have to have a board, and all that stuff is in that packet. We put everything that we're talking about in that packet, and in total, it comes up to about $29,000. Now, we, through the help of Gloria Cantu and Ben Reed, received a grant from the Baptist Health Foundation for $7,500. With that, we intend to go forward with the building of the fence. Now, by the way, this property is in that 6th Street Park, but this is the only part of the park that has trees on it. It has about a half a dozen large trees, so it's perfect for this use. What we're asking for is a commitment of up to $20,000 that would be spent in the year of 2018. Now, one of the items that we have on here that's very expensive is the concrete walkway. We are not completely sold on that. We are investigating, I've worked with a number of people in town on doing an asphalt walkway, if it can be done properly. Probably one of the problems with asphalt blacktop walkways is they deteriorate. Now, I talked to some people here. I know we even the city of Floresville has the ability to lay a walkway, correct? You have the equipment? And so we have not gone there. We're not asking you to give us a check for $20,000. We would like a commitment of up to that amount of money so we can finish off the park in stages throughout the year. We do not have any source of funding from the city of Floresville. None.
You're taking smaller bites. Your bites would be how big, more or less, is your increments of needing money?
Yeah.
Would
yeah.
be like increments of 7,000, 6,500?
Oh, yeah,
whatever.
small, very small, and hopefully it's not up to that 20,000 level. Hopefully it's not. And that will finish that off. The next phase, which will probably come about in late 2018, early 2019, is digging out the reservoir there. And that would free up, on the map, you'll see there's a reservoir, and it's outlined. You're not looking at your map. It's right here. But when we dig out the reservoir, what we're able to do is that you all know what the 6th Street Park looks like, right? Well, we have a large piece of land, almost 2 acres, that is a drainage ditch going into that property. We would actually fill that in and put the drainage, and the drainage would be cycling off towards the 6th Street area. It's all been laid out already. So we would have there a baseball field, a football field, a soccer field, whatever you want. And
You're talking about more or less doing just a soccer field, because it floods. It does flood in there. It's easier to put back. You're not having to wash out any kind of fence or anything like that. And it's pretty easy just to move some soccer goals
Yeah.
and stuff like that.
so I know I'm throwing a lot of material at you, but that's everything we have.
So this up to 20,000 would be for the dog park specifically?
Yes, sir. And that would be.
And then you're gonna come to us at the end of the year?
Maybe, if we get that far, but probably not until 2019.
Okay, well, let's stay on with the dog park. And you
Yeah.
come to us a little over a year ago,
I
right
did,
when I
yeah.
was on the board, and
Yeah.
we talked about this, and we told y'all that, the board at that time, that we were on board.
Yes,
And this is exactly what we asked for, was it be in small
Yeah.
bites.
and let me tell you what we did. You provided us with about $3,000 last year. We finished off those, we put up telephone poles, we put up lights, we put it into a security system. We finished off the washrooms, and by the way, the welding class at the high school provided us with the doors for those washrooms.
Wow.
You put in a barbecue pit too. It's pretty neat.
Yeah, the barbecue pits, and we put 3 barbecue pits into the Pecan Park also. And we are working with other neighborhoods now on their park needs, so. But this is our pitch for tonight, and I just appreciate your time. And
One of the benefits, I think, before I got on the board, just kind of context, I'm on both boards, but when I was on the FEDC the first time the parks came, was to help self-police the area, because that was one of the things the neighborhood said, there's a lot of youth in there, the crime rate has risen like, you know, I think 20-30%, something like that. So how do you curb that and put some different things in there where they could self-police it, when they brought that idea up.
Yeah. And by the way, one thing I did mention, and I apologize, Judy Barber has been spearheading most of this work on the park. She's gone to dog parks all over all the San Antonio area, collecting the data on what's needed, what's not needed. And we have her to thank, and she's a director of the Parks Foundation and a valuable asset to all of us.
Paul, let me ask you one. You talked about a commitment for 20. What are your immediate cash needs?
Immediate won't be until, probably until about March, and that's about the time we're gonna settle on whether to make this a
The
concrete
concrete
or
or-
asphalt. And if it's asphalt, it's a lot less expensive,
Okay.
if it can be done correctly.
You might want to research that, if the city can lay the concrete.
Yeah.
Perhaps the FEDC might.
Concrete, no, we don't have
No.
no.
Or you don't.
No, but they can do the asphalt.
Oh,
The only thing is, I mean, don't y'all have a lot of problems at the Pecan Park with problems with the edges of the walkway kind of breaking off and stuff like that? I
And
mean,
that's due to the age.
They never redid it.
And that's due to age. And
well, this park's gonna get old too. I mean, we're not gonna shut it down in
But
5
one
years.
of the things that we talked about with the dog park, and Paul's group has presented several times to city council, and actually I think he was in it on the 14th, the last time to city council, of what he's proposing, is that Pecan Park, everybody walks, I know you walk, dogs are not allowed. It's posted to not have dogs allowed there, and so this would allow for people to exercise their dogs and to be able to have a place for them to walk their dogs, because right now, the most common parks, you're not allowed to bring any dogs there, indoor bikes at
Well,
Pecan Park.
and I can see a lot of elderly people there, and I just think it'd be better to go ahead and go with, I mean, if you're gonna go ahead and do it, just,
Yeah.
you know, concrete it and it's done, and we're not gonna have to worry about, I mean, we might find out that it's dispersive soil like the city park down there, who knows, you know, we don't know that, and,
Well, we've done some preliminary, we actually.
but I'm just saying, let's just roll with the.
Intrepid has done some of our initial things. I think originally when they brought it forward, there was some questions about parking. I think that was a big thing because there's no really parking there for the street. But I think in their proposal, they have addressed some of the parking issues as this plan unfolds and goes forward. It is along the line, and it did show up in the EDC help fund us with the park plan. And this is part of the thing that's in the park plan as well. And I know you remember those days, the location, we could put that, this is one, a dog walking park is definitely one that was in our survey and was in the plan itself.
I mean, I think this would be a very nominal park to maintain, dollar-wise. I don't see it costing much money.
Let me tell you something, the Parks Department has done a wonderful job out there.
Well, and I know, and I'm just saying that it would be a nominal amount.
We had debris all over that eastern edge of the park. It was just, but the neighbors, we've talked and we've worked with all the neighbors. They've all come to an agreement for the fencing. They all helped clean out their land along with the Parks Department. So we have nothing but good things to say about them. I will make one more point. I was out in North Carolina this past fall, and I was looking around at dog parks. I mean, what else? I don't have a life other than that to look at dog parks.
Do you have a dog?
No. But anyway,
I was thinking the same thing.
I was out there looking at them, and I was with my brother, and I said, well, where are all these people? I only see about 8 dogs, and I see about 50 people here. The people come to use the walking, where that's their that's their exercise path.
What, dodging the dog poop?
Well, and then, by the way, no, it's on, they walk on the sidewalk. But really, another thing about the city of Floresville and that area and the area, we don't have sidewalks to walk on. So this might be another use for the dog park for people that needed that exercise.
I make a motion, we go ahead and proceed with the $20,000 commitment for them to use the funds as needed.
Also, the first phase of the project, besides the skate park, is the dog park. The basketball courts and everything else.
Basketball courts later on, but right after the
I think the
phases.
city committed to the basketball courts.
No.
No?
The city committed, but they found out they couldn't commit.
Okay.
So,
Again, uncommitted.
yeah. The
So
second.
what's the timeline for the rest of the?
The rest of it, the next phase after the dog park is to clean out that reservoir, fill in the land that's, this land here that you use where the drainage goes through, and also use that fill for building the bike trail.
So what are we looking at? How many years or months or?
Probably, that would probably, cleaning up the reservoir would probably start late this year. Once we finish off the dog park and then we'd start on the reservoir. And by the reservoir, that we could use city equipment to clean that up.
Yes, we're working on some ditch lines right now. The city's working on some ditch line projects. I don't know if you've seen them throughout the city. We're working on them right now. And one of the things that we can talk about, because I know asphalt walkways are really nice, but they just kind of spread and dissolve. Curbing is always really important for us to have when we have asphalt, if you go asphalt, is to put curbing there, kind of like holds it in place. And so that's one of the things that we can talk about. But the Park Foundation has really been focusing on this part of their time and energy and trying to get funding to focus on this park, which is not necessarily something when I said no. I mean, that's not something the city has right now on their radar to make improvements to this particular park. We have some concentrates for the athletic park behind this facility, as well as what we're doing, as you know, across the street with the city park. So that is where our focus is for the next 2 to 3 years, is putting funding and making improvements to those parks, as well as once we finish the construction that we have at the Con Park, we're gonna have to actually make some beautification because they're turning up pretty bad right now. So that's where our focus has been, and so the Park Foundation has, under the leadership of Mr. Sack, has taken on that part.
And they're doing different things, like they had their first annual skate park out there, so they're not just, one of the philosophies is not just come ask for money, but to build it up, you know, look for grants and seek other things, so this is what we're doing.
And so
Do you need all this at one time, or
I would say like in
Pardon me,
do you need all this at one time?
No, sir, no.
Because they said the 17,000 is just if you go with, well, they said if you go with the concrete.
With the concrete, and we're gonna take a hard look at that.
But you can do it like under recommendation if you're gonna help, like you said, Scott, to do it right the first time.
I would think so.
So the motion right now is just for the commitment, right?
Yes.
Not to
I mean-
anything, just a commitment, and that he would come back most likely and just say, hey, we're at the point now where we're gonna do this.
But that commitment means we're gonna
You just earmark.
either earmark it, but have it somewhat available at whatever point he needs it.
Yes.
It's gotta be a firm commitment.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, I mean, but the thing is, this is what we told them to do over a year ago, and they've done it, and so we've kind of, you
I
know,
remember that.
we've, yeah, you were on the board and she was there, and Ray was, Ben, and so this is kind of old business that we're really, you know, and this is what we agreed to at the time. I honestly thought they were gonna be back a lot quicker, but, you know, at $20,000, and they have worked to get other money with that $7,500 grant. I mean, at $20,000, I think we easily can afford it right now with you know, what we have in cash reserves. And I think it will benefit, you know, our town.
I think I've said it before too, this indicates that we meant more than just the sports complex
Yes.
when we talked about.
That's
you
what we
know,
did the survey.
The whole
Yeah.
city type of parks.
Mhm.
And I thought this was a good beginning at that.
Yeah,
time.
and I doubt I will ever take my dog and go walking at the park over there, but my mom probably will, so.
And just to, by the way, this is for public
How long ago my dog?
improvement. This is
How long ago my puppy?
a,
I was in bed when I took Jake to
it's a legal use of
to
$4
the school.
Yes.
to do community improvements just like this.
So I care
It's
what
like having to set aside
It's
that
better than
amount in
probably.
case we never.
Home she rides me.
Well, I think
goes to the office.
Scott's dad was here
I
talking
just
to
had
us a
to
while
put mine
back,
to
and just
sleep.
said, you know, when you wanna attract
It's 13
businesses,
years old.
what do you have for community and kids to do? You know, what do you have to offer?
I mean, maybe we could make it a condition that Paul has to go get a puppy. And,
Now, like we said at the other park over there, the following or subsequent need, and that is to keep it up and all of that, we've already figured that in, or the city has.
I just can't see, I mean, how much maintenance are you looking, besides mowing, which they do anyway? I
It
mean,
looks good right now, so.
yeah,
but
unless
there is
somebody
some
goes
work
over there and
to do.
jackhammers the sidewalk.
Yes.
I'm gonna go ahead and second the motion, but, has the city council approved the dog park?
No, they made the presentation, to do that, they wanted to come back and make sure they have their funding in
So,
place.
We gave them all this information.
So, you know, if they don't approve it, can we say funding contingent upon
Yeah.
approval?
Yeah, that's a good point.
Okay.
Sure.
Okay.
What are they approving anyway? What they approve? The city.
To allow,
Park.
the
Park.
Park Foundation to make the improvements to city property.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have a motion by Scott, second by Danny,
Contingent upon.
contingent upon
City approval.
this approval.
Okay.
Okay. All those in favor? Opposed?
Thank you
Motion
very
passes.
much. Really appreciate it.
Go get a puppy. Dalmatian or something.
Overwhelmingly convincing.
One of the big ones.
I'm gonna have to buy a dog now.
We want to see the dog.
Yeah. We'll move to agenda number 11, discussion about action item, introduction of FEDC board members, election of board officers, and establish a staggered 1 or 2 year terms, 3 board members, terms 1 year, and 4 2 years, so on. You know, I don't know, there were some bylaws written way back about these staggered terms, and I don't know if the board's gonna wants to continue with that, or
Well,
something.
we serve at the whim of the city council.
Yeah, I mean, nobody's
So,
ever,
We can't say, well, we appointed him for 2 years, you can't vote him off or on or
that's
whatever.
what I see in the same thing, because I've, if you stood by this, I would term out after 1 year, but I'm the only one left that I know that would actually complete the full 6 year terms, because I went in when Jerry was mayor.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, I just think we serve at the whim of the city council, this is kind of a moot point.
I think that's, I don't see drawing straws for that, that's my opinion.
Sure.
Take care. Thank you. Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
I think
I'll see
mostly
you.
Thank you,
procedurally,
Thanks.
Tommy has been
Thank
keeping
you,
tabs
Ray.
on that and presenting it to
Take
the
care.
city council at the point where the 2 year. for
Yeah,
some
but
people. So it's almost like. a
Every year I
procedural
filled out
kind
an
of thing.
application, and we serve at the whim, so if we make them mad, we're gone. You know, and,
Well, or it could be doing a bad job or whatever.
Not necessarily.
well, but, you know, I mean, if we, you know, I'm just
Now
saying,
you did.
yeah, but y'all get on, y'all
We don't
understand
want
what
to
I'm saying.
equate,
Next month.
taken off the board because we made them mad.
No,
It wouldn't be the official cause.
but I don't think that's
So,
necessary.
no, the
So the
item
key
ought to
is
be on
this,
the
so-
election of board officers,
Exactly.
period.
So the key to this is that, well, where do we go from here? I mean, if you're gonna go to into the city, do we make a motion, or we just,
Are you not
What?
asking to amend your bylaws? I'm sorry, I missed that part.
yeah, I mean, are we amending something, or what are we doing?
But you have to
Tommy?
have your attorney to write it to
Yeah.
amend them.
Yeah.
We can get that done. But the deal is now, we want to discuss the board, or just try to get that rewritten
Yeah.
So
and
keep it
amend them.
as is for now.
We don't have to
Yes.
vote on it right now, we
You
can
can
do
it
the
as is
officers.
And draw the charges for the committee. And the reason why, and I have to agree with Mr. Reese, the reason why the council requests for everybody to fill an application every year is because they want to see if people are still interested in serving as well, which is the question that they ask all the time as well. But you may do whatever you choose, Mr. Chairman. I do want to mention that there is a commitment that I need from this board on the treasurer. We have a new bookkeeper, whoever it is, we can put them together so that your treasurer can give you a report at the next meeting. I can give you the next treasurer.
I would like to nominate Sherry Castillo because,
Oh, no, no.
And then the other, and then the other.
Come on.
That's fast. And then
Look at Scott.
and then there is a representative for EDC.
Hey, holster that thing.
On the Visitors Bureau, there's a representative on there.
You're out of order,
Ms. Marissa, represents the city on that board right now, so she's put on there as the city, but we do need to have a
It's a she, right?
FEDC,
Can we switch her to FEDC member, not city?
the city put her on as a city representative.
So we have to pick one more from FEDC.
Yes, sir.
Fred?
Yes.
You watched the
The answer is yes.
And
Are we there
of course,
yet?
No, we're not in there.
I don't know where we're at.
We're still on item number 11, people.
So number 11,
We're not on number 11.
Yeah, number 11, let's do
just have the
Okay.
attorney
You
draw
start with the
something.
president?
Yes. I don't think we need to, does everybody know everybody? I think we're
Yes.
fully introduced.
Yes.
Yeah,
Very well. We'll start with election of board officers. We'll start with the president.
and the open meetings thing, whoever doesn't have that, we have to get that done, right? Through our bylaws.
Yeah. That's another point though. Calmente.
Yeah, I'm not like Scott, I'm Scott. So,
Anyway,
Well, I wouldn't have known let her get away.
Yeah, open.
Sir, may I have the floor?
Yes, sir.
I think, since we're kind of switching a bunch of people in here to maintain some kind of continuity, I would recommend highly and would make a motion that we keep Mr. Lamberth as our president.
I'll second
I
that.
second.
You're a popular guy.
Motion by Fred, second by Sherry and Scott. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Vice President,
I would like to make a motion to appoint Mr. Fred Gonzalez.
I'll second that.
with a motion by Sherry, a second by Scott to appoint Fred Gonzalez as Vice President. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. The Secretary and Treasurer will be within one, correct? Then we kind of moved them together.
I thought we had separate.
We did, and we pulled them together. We can do it any way you want to. It's up to the board.
We have them separate when we're
Okay.
doing all of
And we can leave them separate.
Separate.
Okay. I think so also, but it was done both ways.
I
That's
understand.
why I brought it up. Okay, for Treasurer, which is very important.
Would like to make an motion to appoint Ben Reed.
A motion by Sherry,
I'll second that.
second by Danny. Ben Reed for Treasurer. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Now we'll do Secretary.
I would like to make a motion to appoint Marisa.
A motion by Sherry,
I'll second.
second by Ben to appoint Marisa as Secretary. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes.
We didn't ask if they agreed, right?
They don't get a choice. You're here, you don't get a choice.
We have what, Ray, President, Vice President, Treasurer, and Secretary.
That's it.
It's all of them. Can we,
To the committees?
yeah, we're under the committees, I was also talking about the one that we're missing, the person on, while we're in the nominating motion deal here. It's what? That's over.
That's it. That's it, 12.
Perfect.
It's still, it's a
Oh, we're
bullet
still on.
point of the 12.
Okay, very well. We need to appoint someone to the committee with, that manages the hotel.
Is that-
motel
is
tax.
that-
No, that's 13.
That's very true.
Uh,
That's 13.
And let me just tell you, in the
Okay.
past,
Yeah.
the treasurer would nominate a couple of people for the treasury board and audit, and then personnel was,
The budget finance audit that you have here, is that the same person as the treasurer, is that what you're saying?
And how many people is that, 3?
Ben would pick, pick somebody he would
Yeah, I
want.
take off some volunteers, who wants to help look over the budget?
One thing we did, maybe throw it in right quick while we're thinking about it, is that we had agreed at Tommy's last evaluation, that we'd do an evaluation every 3 months, correct?
I
Yeah,
saw
we
it in
changed
the
it to
minutes, it was every 6 months.
Okay, and then I think we moved it to 6 after that point.
Mm-hmm.
And that's something we've kind of been lax on, so we can, just throwing it out there that we did adhere to that.
Yeah, that would be coming up
When did you do
So
your,
we,
what was the
uh,
last one done?
February, March.
So we're on what, the second part of 12?
The last part of 12, yes, election of committees.
September when-
And we haven't elected or appointed anybody yet.
We have not.
I would
Yeah,
think,
April.
on the audit committee, that the treasurer would be kind of automatically the head of that, and then assigned or select by him other people to work with him as necessary.
That's the way it was done
Well, I
last
don't know,
time.
but that's
And
my
actually,
idea.
back,
And
since
so
I've been here,
it's
that's
kinda
what's
like
happened.
Ex officio, am I saying the right word?
Yeah, you're good.
He would be the head of the audit, that committee, but time comes to do something, mostly at budget time, then we assign, or he selects people to work with him.
yeah, reaches out to get more people help in the budget.
Can we put that into a motion?
Be sure can.
I did.
Okay, I have a motion by Fred,
And I would say again, I move that the treasurer becomes ex officio head of any budget, da committee with the authority, and again voluntarily, obviously, select members to work with him on any occasion as necessary.
I understand. I'm not repeating him